But our first primary value is that we would be Christ-centered and focused on Jesus above all things that we do. We're only truly a church if we're worshiping Jesus. Amen? And then as we're worshiping Jesus, we believe that the best way to do that is both reverently and having fun with it. If we take ourselves too seriously all the time, we're not worshiping Jesus. We're not living a life of gratitude. No, we believe that being reverent is we take this seriously. This matters. This is worth our time and our focus and our energy because God is worthy of all this praise. And we believe that, man, it is a joy to worship the Lord. So we're Christ-centered, we're reverent and fun. We're empowered by the Spirit because just like in the story of Philip and the Ethiopian eunuch that you heard a little bit earlier and you'll hear again, it all starts with how the Spirit calls people to act. We are actively listening. I like to think of it this way. We have two modes as a church. We have obedience mode, which is the mode we are in when we have heard the Spirit say, go and do this. And if the Spirit says, go and do this, we go and do that, period, as soon as possible. And if we don't hear the Spirit, we are in listening mode. Listening mode is saying, what do you want me to do? And I'm going to focus my time, my energy, and my efforts not on trying to accomplish, but trying to hear the voice of the Spirit. And that means slowing myself down, making time to listen. I wonder what mode you're in lately. Are you in obedience mode or are you in listening mode? Or have you stepped out of both? But we are only truly in the vision if we are Christ-centered, reverent and fun, empowered by the Spirit, engaged stewards. We learned about this last week. I'm not going to belabor the point, but the idea is that everything that exists belongs to God. Our time, our talents, our resources, our relationships. They've all been entrusted to each of us to steward wisely. They are God's, they are not ours. So we use them however we believe God would have us use them. Some of that likely looks like giving at a local church, giving with a local church for the good of God's kingdom, taking care of ourselves well and not ignoring our own physical needs. It looks like caring for our neighbors. You get the idea. We're engaged in this. We're actively stewarding. So we're Christ-centered, we're reverent and fun, we're empowered by the Spirit, we're engaged stewards, and today we are remembering the final value which ties the whole thing together and keeps it working from generation to generation is that we are keeping pace with the next generation of people who would come to know Jesus. That's my definition of what the next generation is. And if you want to write this down, feel free to. Next generation is those people who God is inviting to know and follow Jesus next. Those people who God is inviting to know and follow Jesus next.